name is Randy Mortensen, Mortensen, which means I have Danish heritage. And I've actually been in recovery just over 32 years. An emergency room physician made a mistake because he had worked 36 hours straight and was high on crack. We couldn't ever prove that, but he overdosed and killed my 5-year-old son. And that set me off into just this time of, why am I being punished? You know, all of the bad things that I've done first cost me my dad, now it's cost me my son. And that turned out to be my second divorce then. Ran to Las Vegas. Who goes to Las Vegas, right? Well, you do when you have a brother living there. But it was 9 months into my third marriage when I was on an airplane coming back from the Midwest, and I opened up my briefcase and I had 3 bottles of scotch in my briefcase, 2 bottles of scotch on my tray table, and it was then and there in September of 1990 that I said, I've had enough. Walked off the airplane, told my wife, she said, whatever, you're drunk, I've heard you say that before, and then told my brother that I was committed to quitting. And 10 days later, I walked into a 28-day treatment program. I now know that I went to Las Vegas because when I got out of that treatment program, I was able to go to 12-step meetings 24 hours a day, basically. So it was just that life-changing period for me. On the outside, I was crazy successful in business, but on the inside, my poor choices of drinking, partying, chasing women, I'd had enough. I was, as many would say, I was more than sick and tired of being way more than sick and tired. And the irrational fear for me was I wasn't good enough. There was no way that I could continue to say no. I was surprised as heck when I made it to 1 year. And then I even had this logic in my head that said, you know what, if you're sober 20 years, you can then celebrate your sobriety with a glass of wine or something goofy like that. And now as I reflect back, as I've been able to be a witness to others that are battling, that the irrationality of that fear that I had at that moment was because of my poor mindset. I thought I was a worthless piece of garbage. And to look back on those negative thoughts at that time, being a perfectionist, I would never imagine that I had those negative thoughts in my own mind. It's really the mindset, just believing I could do it. And then I have a very supportive spouse. While I was in the 28-day program, she literally cleared out the liquor closet, but she's a normie. And so the first 2 years of my sobriety, she would not even have a glass of wine in my presence. And so to have a committed wife, to have a committed family that were supporting me, what I like to say is there's unity in community. So it's really been that community that I've been fortunate to be a part of, whether it's on the West Coast or in the Midwest or here in Florida, that has really been, you know, not so much my skill other than being willing to be vulnerable and being willing to be open and wanting to be in brotherhood with other guys that have been battling compulsive and destructive behaviors. And I like to say that the best sermons are not those that you listen to, but the best sermons are those that you watch. Because it's one thing to say something, but when we're able to actually live out our recovery, when we're able to actually celebrate the success that we've had, that's the practice that has really helped me get to 32 plus years. If I could go back and speak to myself, I'd say you can do it. You're worth it. You've got, you know, not only brains, but you've got a heart, and you have the spirit to survive is one thing, but to thrive is what I really wanted. I thought it was all about the balance sheet or the assets or the big house or the big car. What I really realized is that happiness and joy comes from when your inner self is rejoicing and celebrating, being clean, being a good dad, being a good husband is what I would say. You can do it. We've been fortunate to be able to give 62 families their own single family home. And so as I look at, the people I've been able to help, both here domestically as well as in the Caribbean, I would have never been able to do that. I didn't think I would live past 50 because of hypertension's a thing in my heritage. And so the drinking, the partying, the poor health choices, I never thought I would have been able to accomplish sobriety, period, which then has led me to these other opportunities to serve other people.